It's a long day for the Swaghollic show. I can tell y'all that now. JB, JB and I had a meeting today at 2 o'clock. We're getting ready for this big show tonight at 7 o'clock. I want to start off this show by telling y'all about tonight's show, so y'all can understand how important tonight's show is. And if you're not doing anything at 7 p.m. Central Time, that's 8 o'clock Eastern Time, that's 6 o'clock, I'm sorry, that's 5 o'clock Pacific Time. Now I don't know what it is Mountain Time. I don't know what it is. I mean, just letting y'all know. But anyway, I want you guys to understand how important that show is. We're gonna break down this GOAT debate between LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Me personally, in my personal opinion, there's no debate. But there's a lot of people out there that believes it is a debate. So hopefully we can get everything right today with all the production, with all the things, because without the production and everything, it won't come off like y'all won't get the same thing. And yeah, Kelly, I know you want to be a part of the panel. I know Coach Common is going to be a part of the panel because it's going to be a very limited panel. You guys should y'all gonna receive messages from me. What up, Rob? Y'all gonna receive messages from me. Those who's gonna be allowed to come up on the panel, and we're gonna talk about that. But it's clear now, and I'm being totally honest with you guys. It's clear now who's the GOAT. I mean, it really is clear to me if you're watching unbiasedly and looking at basketball, how I see basketball. And I played the game. I seen the game, so I understand what's going on. So that's going on tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time. We're going to jump into that debate. This morning, we finna have my boy Roses, whenever he get his ass up and gets on the show. He has a great show for you guys. He's playing. You see Edwards lately. That boy balling. Yeah. Edwards is doing his thing right now. I just want you guys to understand, even though I'm not gonna be doing a lot of basketball stuff right now, I am gonna do some basketball stuff. But right now, it is still a lot to talk about the NFL. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to what's the reports coming out of the combine. And some of the things that you're hearing from the combine. I don't know. Or you keeping up with the draft? What's up, Tim? I see you jumped on here. If you're keeping up with the draft, and because all of these things are important. In about 8 days, no, I get reports out of the combine who ran a certain speed, who's stuff like that. Who's doing good in the combine? And let me help you out. Those who are doing good at the combine, that doesn't sometimes translate to the field. It's just they're doing a good job in what I call their interview. This is their interview. This is the young players' interview for the NFL. So y'all go on a job interview. This is their interview. And some people do really, really well at the combine and suck. And then some people do horrible at the combine and be balling out. I see that defensive tackle ran 4.8. Yeah. Like it just shows you every single year, Callie. Every single year, these defensive guys get faster and faster and faster. I mean, it's no longer a freak of nature to see defensive ends or defensive tackles run fast speeds. They college players, right? They're college players that are going for the interview for the NFL. That's what they're doing. And all these GMs are there, and all these coaches are there. And what y'all need to understand is it's a lot of conversations going on there too. It's a lot of trades being made there. It's a lot of things going on. Zane Durant ran 4.8 twice. Yeah, right. Penn State. I think we're taking someone for the D line now. I already know Kansas City better be taking an edge rusher. I mean, so in the first round anyway. So I'm just getting everybody mind straight for all that. Yeah, Sonny Styles, 6'5", 238 beast. And what do we don't see? What don't we see at the combine? And we don't see if this player is injury prone. We don't see if this player got character issues. We don't see if this player lifestyle is not fitting their profession, a la Rashid Rice, who needs to get his lifestyle together. I mean, all these different things is what we don't see. What we see is who's doing well at the combine. Now, I mean, but all of these things I'm telling you guys about, character is extremely important to the majority of the NFL GMs. And why is character important? Character controls, are you going to be at practice on time? He's excited. He's excited to see Chris Braswell tomorrow. He's from my hometown. Oh, that's awesome, Isaac. That's awesome. What up, War Chant? I don't know if it was you, War Chant, or someone else sent a message to me saying that y'all getting ready to do an all Chiefs show. I don't know if it was you, but if it was you, I didn't get the time that you guys was doing. I want to support that. Character and intelligence, that's true. These things are important because when y'all see people fall in the draft, if y'all see people fall in the draft, if y'all see people rise in the draft, and you're looking at their talent, and you say, well, why did they come from a number 2 to maybe a number 1? Well, that's probably because of the character. If a team would sometimes take you and draft you as a project, in other words, they want to see if they can mold you to being the player they want you to be. Another Stephon Diggs is risky, right? So when we're talking about the interview, because that's what this is. Yes, guys from small colleges, stock rising. You know what, JJ? I'm gonna be honest with you. The small colleges, the Division II colleges, and all that, they don't get enough publicity, man, because it's guys that can ball out if they just look. I mean, I got to think about I think about so many different players who came from small colleges that blew up in the NFL. Josh Allen came from U right. Josh Allen came from Wyoming. These kids in Division II, man, they don't get looked at like talking about. They got to get an invitation to come and make the undrafted free agent squad just to show that they can ball out. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I see Division II players all the time, and people always say the same thing. Oh my God, they didn't play any competition. Man, let me explain something to y'all. And Tim is a coach. If Coach Coleman is on the show, Coach Coleman's a coach. Man, if you can play football, you can play football. It has nothing to do. Well, you didn't play top tier competition. Can you play football? Like, can you play the game of football at a high level? At a high level. Western Michigan, Nadine Tucker, defensive end. See, it's talent out there in those small schools. Logan Wilson and Bill Bowles, as Denver came from, undrafted free agents. I mean, like small schools. Listen, I don't know how many times Quinyon Mitchell played at Toledo, and that was his whole concern. He didn't play no one, right? Do you see what I'm talking about now, BP? I'm trying to tell y'all, there's talent there. That these boys, if you can play football, you can play football. I'm being honest with you guys. I don't care what division you play in. Can you play? That's all that matters. When you get to an NFL team, they got coaches. They got quality control coaches. They got coordinators. They got all these different things that's gonna mold you into making you better. And all you got to do is listen. All you got to do is listen to what they're saying. And I mean, so I don't understand how you can miss some of those players. Let me tell you something. If you are talented and you're a first round draft pick, you basically you're shooing. I love telling this story. I had a few friends that made it to the NFL, that made it to this part. And one of them was a good friend of mine. He played He basically was a wide receiver, special teams player for Southern University. This dude was so fast. He had world-class speed. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. And he told me what was the difference between an undrafted free agent or a late round pick versus a #1 draft pick. Because the year that he came out, Amani Toomer was the start. Amani Toomer was drafted to the New York Giants as a #1 draft pick. He had to follow Amani Toomer. So he said what they do is, and this is back in the days, because we know that Amani Toomer played. We know Amani Toomer played a long time ago. He said that when he got there, they handed him a playbook and said, "Go learn this playbook." Like he said, you get there, he's saying, and we're gonna go over these packages tomorrow in practice. Learn these plays. He said, okay, I'm in there and I'm studying my ass off. I'm learning what I'm supposed to do. I'm trying to learn what everybody else is supposed to do, so I can be ready to go practice. He said, Amani Toomer was a first-round draft pick. He said, so they get into practice. He said, and then I'm thinking about, okay, when they call this play, he said, I'm looking at Amani Toomer. Amani Toomer gets up to run his routes and get his reps. He said, they holding up a sign. They had a sign they was holding up, telling Amani Toomer what route to run, what's the coverage, what's route to run, how to run the route. They had a chalkboard holding it up for him so he'll know. He didn't have to learn the plays. He's the #1 draft pick. I don't have to learn the plays right now. I just need you to go out there and run this route. He said that's when he realized, I'm an undrafted free agent. I'm somebody who has to make this team. He's already made the team. We don't even have time for him to learn the playbook, because we didn't got time for that. We drafted him in the first round. He's already made the team. He said that's when he understood the difference. So what happens is we miss strong players, because he would have been a beast. You miss strong players because you spend so much time and so much attention on these top players, and you miss talent. Well, we can go down the list. Raheem Mostert was an undrafted free agent. That's the talent that you miss, that most people miss, right? It's a lot of different things that go on. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. There's a lot of different things that go on that you don't understand in the NFL. So when you're talking about it, I was trying to see was Rose is here. Well, he's not here yet. I'm just trying to get everybody to understand, when you're looking at what's up, Almighty, when you're looking at the combine. I'm not watching the combine. I never do. The reason why I don't watch the combine is like I said in the beginning of the show. Some of those guys, they're gonna do well at the combine. Then they're gonna get in the field and they're gonna stink it up. Some of those guys are gonna do horrible at the combine and they're gonna get in the field and they're gonna blow it up. Watch out for the kid, Tyron Montgomery from D1 school, a Division II school. So I'm trying to, Tim is giving y'all ideas of people that he's seen that has talent. And there's a lot of people out there putting stuff out there. Y'all need to really, Brianna brought up a good point. Y'all need to really understand, really understand how important it is to recognize talent from the combine to the draft. Because when you get in the draft, 90% of you guys are going to watch the draft, and after the first round's over, you're not going to watch the draft anymore. You're not going to do it because it doesn't interest you. Mostly because you know nothing about some of those players. I watched the entire draft. I learned those players in the draft. I didn't watch them in college. I learned them in the draft. Yeah, me too, Isaac. I sit there, I get me a bucket of chicken, I get me a cold drink, and I sit there and I watch every single round. I mean, because I'm like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? I remember the biggest thing that was coming out when J-Mo came out. When J-Mo came out, I wanted the Chiefs to draft J-Mo so bad. Like I did. He said, not a bucket of chicken, a bucket of chicken. And I wanted them to draft Jameson Williams so bad. And I was like, why are the Chiefs passing up on James? Because they could have made some moves, maneuver to go get him. And I was like, why are they passing up on J-Mo? Like, this guy's gonna be this guy's gonna be that. He'd be perfect for the Chiefs offense, blah, blah, this, and that. And they passed on him. Why did they pass on George Pickens? I'm like, it's George Pickens. What are you doing? We gotta get somebody. I mean, I'm sitting up just saying to myself, after those two guys got in the NFL, I started to realize why they passed up. Because George Pickens, that was a character issue. J-Mo, they didn't see him as being serious about football. Now, these are things that I heard. I wasn't there. They didn't see him being serious about football. And when he came in, if y'all remember, his first year, he got in trouble and got suspended for gambling. In other words, they seen him as immature. It matters, guys. All this stuff matters. I don't understand how people don't see that. Now, I don't know. I'm 17 minutes into my introduction. I don't know where Roses is. This was actually supposed to be Roses' show, but it doesn't matter because I can carry the show without that. But I'm getting you guys to understand something. In the draft, if you're looking at the combine, then it's going to go to the draft. Then it's going to go to a rookie mini camp and all of those things. I'm telling you right now, if you're following a player, you need to follow the player all the way through. All the way through. Because I remember last year, Tim can vouch for this. I remember last year, I was watching the draft. Then I watched preseason. And immediately, Tesla for Detroit stood out to me. I mean, he just jumped off the page. I mean, I was like, this guy is going to be good. Like, I'm not even questioning it anymore. I'm like, I don't know if they have him in their offense, but they need to put him in their offense. This guy is going to be good. Now, y'all should know who Tesla is now for the Detroit Lions, but you understood what I was talking about. Another person that jumped off the page for me last year when I saw him in preseason was the tight end for the Indianapolis Colts. He just jumped out. Look, I'm telling y'all, when y'all watching these guys, if they don't jump off the screen at you, I'm telling you, they have to jump. I mean, these guys jumped off the screen. I mean, I'm like, you could clearly see that if they wasn't the best player on the field, they was one of the best players on the field. Because I know y'all, when y'all watching a football game, you can kind of tell who's the best player on the field at the time, right? Or any sporting event, baseball, basketball, doesn't matter. It's the talent shows to the highest level when you're watching them. Because you know why? I'm watching the game, and I'm not watching for them. And then all of a sudden, you see them do something great. And you say, oh, okay, that was nice. That was nice. Then later on, you see them do something great again. Now they're jumping off the page. Like, wait a minute, who is this guy? Have y'all ever been watching football and that happened to y'all? Have they ever been watching you like, who is this guy? Let me bring up the panel and find out. I just want to know if that happens. If I'm the only one that happens to. Like, Tim, am I the only one that happens to? When you watch the game or you watch somebody for the first time, do it just jump off the page?
Oh my God, all the time, almost every game. Almost every time I'm watching the game, because it's not only just, well, the biggest thing is it's not always the flashy guys. Yeah. The trenches is too. Like when I see a trench player with perfect footwork, we see a trench player, perfect hand placement, I'm like, oh boy, we got something here, especially during preseason.
I want to ask Kelly, did that ever happen to you? Have you ever just been watching a game, you're like, who the hell is that guy?
Yes, many times. Not only just on the Niners, but other teams as well. Like you were just talking about Tesla. I was like, I like that guy. I think he that dude. He gonna be that dude for sure. I'm gonna tell you the dude that wowed me when I first watched him. The tight end for Arizona.
Oh, McBride.
Yeah. Oh. I was like, he different. Okay.
I was at the Penn State Bowling Green game, like live. I was there. I'm like, I'm just thinking it's going to be, they're going to win by like 20. When I tell you this guy, Harold Fannin, could not be stopped.
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't be stopped. At Bowling Green versus Penn State, that's a Power 5 versus a MAC. They couldn't stop him. They could these are 5-star guys making millions to play at Penn State, and then you got Harold Fannin at Bowling Green, dominated the game. And I said he's going to be good in the league. A team that's going to draft him, he's going to be good in the league, 100%, no doubt about it. I thought the Chiefs were going to get him. Honestly, I really did.
What was the guy named, guys? Y'all help me out with this. What was the guy named that is a backup running back for the Rams? He came from Auburn, I think.
Blake Curran.
Curran, right?
Yeah.
I was like, who is, it was. I'm telling you, be honest with you. The person that helped me to him was Rose's Cody. Cody said, "You need to watch Blake Corum for the Rams," and I was like, "Who?"
He was out of Michigan. Michigan.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So, and I was like, "Who?" So I'm watching the Rams game against Philadelphia, right? And I'm like, okay. I mean, I see a little something. Then it was I forgot which game it was. It was a game after the Philadelphia game. And I saw really he gave like 10 carries that game. I was like, this guy is dangerous.
Yeah, I thought the same way about the guy that the Giants drafted, the running back.
Scatterbill.
Yeah, Scatterbill. Everybody was saying, obviously Gentry was the big name and everything. But Scatterbill, like you were saying, like the combines and everything, Scatterbill was not going to jump off the chart, right? But being a football player, being a competitor, him like gravitating the guys in the locker room, right? Those traits that he had, I felt that, if I'm building a franchise, I'm building, a foundation of winning tradition. Scatterbill felt like from what I've seen in college, right? Not just the NFL, he showed those traits, and his transition from college to the NFL, it made a lot of sense. Even though he wasn't the fastest, he wasn't, but his competitiveness, like those traits, I feel is very important when it comes to like getting a whole locker room to buy in to what the coaching is doing, to what the line is doing, to everything. You know what I'm saying? So Scatterbill, I was like really impressed. Like
I'm gonna tell you when the first time I ever seen Scatterbill jump off the page against my Chiefs on a Monday night game. And then I was like, who the hell is this guy? I mean, like, I was like, I don't know who this guy is. I mean, like, who is this guy? Why is he getting so many damn yards? Why is he scoring touchdowns? I'm like, who is it? Where have he been? I'm just telling y'all right now. I know. Tim, I gotta ask Tim this question. Tim, let me ask you a question. If you had to say the person last year, before we got into the regular season, who was that guy that jumped off the page at you?
Yeah, well, I was already looking at him. You already brought him up because when we got to talk to him at the Tesla, or I think that's how you say it, when he was at the Senior Bowl, every single person in those stands was, "Who's that?" Every single person, because he was just bodying people, and I'm saying bodying. Like these are guys that people are saying first round, and he was just making them look silly at the Senior Bowl. And I remember us talking during that preseason game, and you said, "You know who I saw last night?" I was like, "You saw Tesla, right?" And you were like, "Yeah." You're like, "Dude, that kid was all over." It was a preseason game. Dude, he's a baller.
It's so crazy because Coach Coleman, you there? Coach Coleman, this is at work again.
Yeah. I'm at work, but I'm here. What's up?
I said, Coach Coleman, you at work again. But go ahead if you're busy. I want to ask you a question because I want to see who jumped off the page for you last year. Because I'm gonna be
honest with you. I don't pay. Listen, I've been burnt too many times on college players. I've seen too many college players, ball out at the Senior Bowl, ball out during the season, ball out at the combine, and get to the NFL and forget how to spell football. So
I was talking about somebody in preseason last year.
Oh, in preseason?
Like I saw Tesla in preseason. Like, I mean, I didn't see He jumped out the page for me in the first preseason game I seen him. I was like, who the hell?
I'll be honest. The one somebody mentioned earlier, the Cleveland tight end Fanning. I definitely noticed him in a Cleveland preseason game, being as though my team would have to face them twice in the season. I definitely noticed him.
Now, Swag, the one person that we talk about.
Not only did I notice him catching, not only did I notice his catching and route running, I noticed his blocking. He's a complete tight end.
Wow.
Cowboys just confirmed they're putting the franchise tag on Pickens. Just give them that heads up.
Now the question is will Pickens take the franchise tag?
That's the biggest question. Yep. But the one thing that I said to you, and people still might not know his name, but like, this is not a flex. Don't take it this way. I knew who Harold Fanning was. I knew who these guys were because I'm a nerd when it comes to college. But I told Swag there's a guy on the Eagles. His name's Darius Cooper. He did not get a lot of looks this year. Balled out in preseason. He is not going anywhere. He is somebody that people are going to go, who is this guy in the next year or two? Because he just needs some development.
I know who you talking about, Tim.
When in the world, at what point do we realize that superstars, we can see superstars in the preseason? We like Coach said, we can't see superstars. We can see guys play really good in college. And I have seen a lot of guys that play really good in college and then they come to the NFL and they suck. I mean, but I'm talking about those guys that we overlook. Like Tim said, it's the Senior Bowl. Because guess what? You don't get a lot of publicity from the Senior Bowl. We should get more publicity from the Senior Bowl, but we don't. I mean, but what happens they go to the training camp, then the preseason starts. When the preseason started, that's when the guys start jumping off the page for me. Like, okay, who is that? I'm gonna be watching that guy. What's the guy? Oh God damn it! The Cleveland Browns running back
from Ohio State, Junkins. How many of y'all seen that coming? I didn't.
I did. I did.
Sorry, Swag.
I seen that coming, dog.
I thought he'd be good, but I didn't think he was going to ball out the first half of the season like he was before he got injured.
That boy different. That boy different.
I noticed him, Coach. Unfortunately, I noticed him when y'all played. I mean, I was like, okay, this guy's kind of good. I mean, that's the whole thing when we seeing like Henderson is a little more raw though, needs more coaching. Look, there's a lot of players that did not get on the field last year. They didn't even play it down, and they're still going to be good players. We don't know. We don't see them coming until they're here. I mean, so but I'm asking, Mr. Casey, who jumped out the page for you?
Who's my who?
Who jumped off the page for you last year in the NFL in preseason?
I didn't really watch too much preseason last year, so I didn't really get a chance. I mean, the only one I think of is our cornerback, Williams. Noah Williams. He jumped out for a little bit, and I'm like, he need more playing time, you know. So, but
I recognize Noah Williams when he had to play. I didn't recognize him in the preseason. I recognized him in the regular season, and I forgot who Kansas City was playing against. I want to say, I don't. It was a good receiver. It was a good receiver he was playing against, and I was like, this guy can play. Like, I mean, this guy can really play. And because cornerback was my position, so I'm always watching that a lot. I was like, this guy can play. Damn, I forgot who he was playing against, but he was. Yeah, he was holding his own when I was like, this guy can play.
Oh yeah, I'm like, a corner too, so I know how you. I know. I watch that position in the secondary, man. That's when I watch them a lot better.
That's why it's so easy for me to tell somebody, this cornerback is crap. His technique is horrible. I can see it so fast, and I'm like, somebody asked me, Mr. Casey, the other day, what's the worst thing that can happen to a cornerback? And I said a hip injury.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I mean, to me, I think it's not having amnesia. That's the wrong. That's the worst thing that can happen to a corner is not having amnesia, man. You're gonna get burnt. All right, forget about it.
You got hip flex rotation issues at corner. You're in trouble.
It depends. You can be on the outside and not be that flexible. As long as you got that strength and you can bump them guys, and depend on your body type at corner. If you're a long, rangy corner, you can still be successful on the outside playing in the boundaries. But if you're in the slot and you moving around, you want to travel the corners that travel all over the field. You need to be flexible. That's where you need to be flexible. Those hips.
Well, I'm like this. With a cornerback, I would say hips and knees, right? You don't want neither one of those injuries. Those injuries are going to hinder your play. But to your point, mentally, yeah, if you don't have amnesia, and, okay, it happens to everybody, that was my turn.
Goldfish. That's what I said. Goldfish.
Yeah. Let me see you do it again. You know what I mean? Let me see you do it again type shit. You don't have that type of mentality as a cornerback? Oh, yeah. You might as well go choose another profession, homie.
I got Cali Dreams, and I want to bring up something to Cali Dreams. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know, right?
All right.
You guys used to have a cornerback. He came from Kansas City. You know what I'm talking about?
A quarterback that came to Kansas City from the Niners?
Cornerback. He came from Kansas City. He went to the Niners.
Oh,
now
yeah, Ward.
Now he's in Indianapolis.
Ward, yeah.
All right. Did y'all know, Coach Common, you may know this. I don't know if all y'all know this. When Ward was with Kansas City, right? They played against the Cincinnati Bengals. And Jamar Chase torched him for like 200 and something yards.
Yeah, I remember that game.
He torched him. And I watched him get up to that line of scrimmage every single down and keep playing. I watched him. I knew. I was saying to myself, damn, he's torching you. He got up every single time. And I remember the last touchdown.
At those plays from Jamar Chase was a push-off, though. I'm going to throw that out there.
I'm not going to watch this. That last touchdown, Mr. Casey, when Jamar Chase had his hand on it and was holding one hand up and pushing with the other hand, and he came down with one hand with the ball. I remember the reaction to Ward as he looked at him like, okay. He didn't give you that, oh, damn. He gave you that like, okay, like I learned something from this. Because I believe it made him a better corner after that. I think he was a better corner after that ass whooping. So I say this, Coach, I totally agree with y'all. You better have a short memory. I didn't get beat that much, but I did get beat. And I'm telling you, it don't feel good. It don't feel good.
Listen, I ain't gonna hold you, Swag. You learn the most when I just say when you failed, unsuccessful, get your ass whooped, whatever word you want to put at it. In the game of football, that's when you learn the most. Cause I can pretty much guarantee you how you got burnt or how somebody took advantage of you. Somebody throughout the history of you playing has told you that was going to happen if you did this. And because at that point in time it had not happened to you, you thought you knew everything. And then finally it happens. And then it clicks. Oh shit. That's what Coach is talking about. So every time you get your ass whooped, it's all listen, whether it's a street fight, every time you get your ass whooped, burnt, cooked, how you want to look at it, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn something from it.
Swag, let me tell you something, bro. I remember in 3rd or 4th grade, I played hoops most of my life. I played hoops. So like 3rd or 4th grade, we getting ready to ball out. And this cat on the other side, I knew him because we played in like a little kid league when we was younger or whatever. Let me tell you something. I thought I was a pretty decent ball player. I had a pretty decent jump shot. This dude came in this game and cooked the hell out of me, Swag. By the time I looked up, I had a twisted ankle and a whole bunch of other stuff going on, bro. This dude cooked the hell out of me, dog. I was like, you know what? I'm not better than everybody.
Swag. When
I tell you my ankle was cooked, it was cooked. I was 3rd, 4th grade, my ankle was cooked.
When I was in the 9th grade, I figured out real quick because I went up and I was a big kid, strong kid, could play with him. I went up against a guy that didn't have the biggest upper body playing D tackle. And when I said, I had quick ass hands, I could slap your hands, I could get you down. But when I tell you, I didn't realize what lower body strength was until that day. And I asked guy at the gym because I would smack his hands away, but his frame was, he would put his face mask, understand what the hell was going on. I'm like, dude, I'm beating him with my hands. I'm beating him off the line. And then I realized, oh shit, this dude's legs are so strong that it doesn't matter what I do with his hands. He's putting my ass back here. The next day I was asking the coach, I was like, yo, I need a leg regimen. I need to teach me I need to start doing this with the legs. I thought I had something. Nope. Get my ass on the squats, box squats, everything. I started working my tail off because I never wanted that to happen again. I felt silly.
Go ahead, one-on-one. BB, y'all want to get in this conversation?
So I started wrestling very late, like 8th grade. I started wrestling, and I didn't know how hard it really was. And so I went up to this tournament, and I was decent. Like, I was okay. I ran into a man-child. When I tell you he was built like a 33-year-old man in a 14-year-old body, I mean, he tech-falled me in like a minute, and I didn't even know what happened. And the one thing about wrestling, the one thing about wrestling compared to any other sport, well, other sports are one-on-one too. Nobody can bail you out. You can't miss a block and your running back juke somebody. It's man on man, pride versus pride. So that really hurt my pride. I was like, oh yeah, I got to get in the gym or something because I can't be letting nobody throw me around like that.
I want to know what Mr. Casey, what did y'all do? Like me, I'll give y'all my funny story because my problem is I had two things happen to me in the same game. This guy beat me really, really bad. And it was one of the first times that I got beat and it embarrassed me. I'm telling you, it was embarrassing. This dude was like 5 or 6 yards ahead of me. I was trying to reach for him as the ball is coming down, and I just, you know how you see those highlights and the guys just fall down while the other guy's catching the ball, and all I could think about is I heard people laughing. I'm like,
it turned into slow motion, and it wasn't a good thing. It wasn't in a good way.
And it was embarrassing, and I didn't get beat because the guy was faster than me. I got beat because I had an ego, and the guy just got behind me and he beat me. And I remember black coach come and said, and Miss Casey said, hey man, you got to have a short memory. I was young, so I didn't have a short memory at that time. And I had one of my cousins who was watching the game. He was like, he said, you got to let that go. There's going to be a part in this game where they're going to need you at it. If you don't let that go, they're going to hurt you. And in the same game, these guys got to the 1 yard line, and we had 1 minute and a half to stop them. I got 2 pass interference calls in that same and on that same goal line stance. So every time I was giving him more downs, but I made up my mind, Coach Tim. I made up my mind. The guy was taller than me, and I made up my mind. I said every time he go up, I'm going under. Either he gonna catch the ball and win the game, or he going to the he gonna have to go to the hospital to do it because I can't jump as high as he can jump. I mean, so every time he threw it, I went under. And every time I went under, he landed on his neck. And he didn't feel good after the second time. And I saw it. And I was like, okay, so that's what I got to do to you. Because I can't stop you. You're too tall of me. But it's such a lesson. But go ahead. I want to hear everybody else's lessons that they had to learn so they can understand out there that football players, when they get their ass tore up, they're going to either do one or two things. They're going to get worse or they're going to get better. So go ahead, guys.
So Swag, I got one more, and this was the first time I ever got beat mentally. And when I say that is because I was all Catholic, I was a good player, and I had this little lineman. I was playing on defense. They had me in a D tackle at that point, and he was lined up against me, and this little motherfucker was talking so much shit. He was talking so much, it was pissing me off. And he's like, you're what do you think, you're big and bad because you got these awards and shit like that. You ain't got nothing. You can't beat me here. You can't beat me there. So I started beating the shit out of him. I was beating the shit, like legit, like I thought I was going to get an assault charge because I'm just destroying this kid. And we got to the end of the third quarter, and he looked up at me and he goes, man, you're kicking my ass. He's like, but you're more worried about me than you're worried about where the ball's going. And I looked at that little kid. And I said, God damn, this kid just owned me. And then we went into film study, and the coach said, why are you going to get rid of him? You already had him 3 yards in the backfield. Why are you putting him on the ground? The ball's over there. I was so embarrassed. He owned me mentally. I was never embarrassed. Never happened again. But he owned me.
Hey, Swag. I got one more for you. I know you got you going on with the show. I got one more for you, though. I got beat by a girl before in basketball. Swag, let me tell you something. Hold on. I think they held her back like 3-4 grades, bro. I swear. Because when I went up against Shorty, we balling. We was like, this like 6th, 7th grade. We balling. Swag, when I tell you that was the hardest elbows I ever got in my life, she was rebounding over me. Swag, she knocked me down and said, get your punk ass up. Swag. I'm telling you.
Get your bitch ass
I was like, you know what? You got it, dog. You got it. You got it.
You know how I know you. You know how I know you're up in age because I would have never told nobody that story.
Swag. Listen, I'm cool now. I'm way old. I'm in my 40s now. That happened when I was like, I was in like middle school, high school when that happened. I'm like, I swear to you, Swag, with that
Listen,
elbow,
I'm never telling
bro,
nobody that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm never
that
telling nobody
elbow,
that.
bro. I don't tell that story often. I don't even tell that story at all. I had to tell it though, because it was so funny, and I had a flashback when she elbowed me and said, "Get your punk ass up."
Nah, you get some points for that, man. I gotta give you a round of applause for that.
I appreciate that.
And you know, the craziest thing is, I'm gonna just tell y'all something. When I was growing up, I could tell y'all females were a lot better than we thought they were. So that I'm gonna give Callie a pass on that one because I feel where you're coming from. Rob, you got
there's some females that could ball, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
I've never had anybody outplay me as a female, but I did see females can ball, and I would have them on my side because I wasn't crazy. I mean, like so, but
you wasn't worried about getting elbowed in your chest. Talking about get your punk ass up.
Well, females have an advantage, man. They have an advantage because they're a female and they can be very, very tough. But I don't want to be the same kind of tough back to them. Like, so they have an advantage, and that's why I never want to play against them. I mean, like, no, you have an advantage. Rob, you got any crazy stories, man?
Yeah, I got a few from back in the day. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I kept a few to the vest over the years and shit, but there's lessons to be learned in these L's. I remember, like, let me see, 97, 98, I was up in Connecticut visiting some peoples. And, we up there talking about, this, that, and the third, old school, football styles. We're talking old school, basketball styles. And somebody brought it to the court about what technique, can beat this technique and everything. So somebody had called me out. Somebody called me out to the 101. And at this point, it's like the late 90s, but everybody remember, like, above the rim. I was talking hella shit. I told him, I'll take you to the hole. Ball was like, I'll take you to the hole. We get on the court. I was bigger than the dude. I was stronger than the dude, but he was faster than me. And then when I learned, when he hit me with the hezzy, the first time I ever got embarrassed in my life, I thought my defense can block the hezzy shot. After the study step, he took me to the hole, man. I had to swallow my pride. I said, you got it. He beat me by 2 points. So yeah, I got a couple embarrassing ones like that. They happen to the best of us,
I got humbled by what we call old head. Got humbled by old head, man. This cat, I'm looking at he probably tired already. I get on the court, I'm thinking they just can't guard him. That's my thing. Like y'all just can't guard him for real. I get on the court, he's shooting fadeaway mid ranges and hitting me with post moves. I said, "Oh no, yeah, he got it for sure. Like he's really about this."
It happened. Everybody got a plan until you get punched in the face.
Because I ain't never.
Then you got to reevaluate some things.
That's true.
I ain't never been a hooper for real, but I get on the court. Like, my thing is, when it comes to hoop, for me, it's all about pride. Like, I ain't trying to lose. So I'm trying to win regardless of what's going on. I know I ain't the best, but I ain't about to just get whooped on. You know what I'm saying? So, but he was killing. I had to give it to him. I said, oh, yeah, he got it for sure. He was like 40. He was like 48, giving me buckets. I said, oh.
See, that's what I try to tell everybody. Get it there, to understand something. When you have the NFL and these guys are going into competition, what y'all don't understand is, and Coach Carmen and Tim, they coaches, so they can tell y'all this. What y'all don't understand is when those guys are in training camp, now I ain't talking about mini camp, because mini camp, they're just learning the plays. I'm talking about training camp. When they got to be with the veterans. Them veterans are out there and they're going to put it on your ass because they want you to know this is the NFL. Like, this is not college. I don't care what you were in college. I don't care if you came here as a number 1 draft pick. I love the story that Tyreek Hill said about Mahomes when he first came in. He said, I thought the guy was a bust. I thought he was a bust. I mean, he ain't showing me anything because veterans are judging you. Because you know why they're judging you? In the fourth quarter, when the game is on the line, they're trying to see, are you going to be there? Are you going to be one of those kids balling? Or are you going to be one of those kids that we gotta massage your ego or something? What do we have to do?
Yep.
They're judging it by your character. They're judging it by how you handle pressure. And I know you guys have heard about the Andy Reid long drive. Everybody talks about his long drive training that he does, right? When I heard how it was actually how he did that, and I was saying to myself, damn, now you in training camp, and this dude is organizing 20 play, 25 play drives, so you can be ready for long drives. And it's hardly any rotation. It's hardly anything like that, and you just got to deal with that. And you think about a rookie, and never experienced anything like that in their life.
Swag, one of my favorite conversations just came out recently. It was on the Pivot, and it was Channing Crowder talking about the first time he played against Jonathan Ogden. I don't know if you saw it, but he said he's a second-round pick. He thought he was something special. He said Jonathan Ogden was talking to him while blocking him, telling him, oh, got to get in the weight room, young fella. Got to get in the weight room. Got to do this. This is a grown man to another grown man just saying, oh, not that way, young fella. Got to go this way.
Ogden was definitely like that.
Oh, man. It's like, shit. That's how it is, man. You to that next level.
Tim,
it's different. It's different.
Tim, I saw that a while ago when he told him, because everybody, they were interviewing defensive edge rushers when they were talking about Jonathan Ogden.
Yeah, it was their welcome to the NFL moment. And he was just like,
they said that Jonathan Ogden. Now this is what all of them said. James Harrison said it. They all said it. They said Jonathan Ogden would talk to you like he was your dad while he's blocking you. They said, They all said, yo.
That's bad.
James Harrison said he tried to dip low. So not low enough.
Like not low enough, young fella. Not low enough, young fella.
Yo, look, then he told
that's how Willie Rough was like that.
Yo, who he told
Willie
somebody that, he told somebody, he's like, oh, no, that's not, he said, no, son, that's not going to work. Oh, gotta try something new. Yo, they said he was talking to him like he's their dad. Yo,
he was coaching him. Like he was coaching him.
Crowder said, I know the joint Tim talking about. He said he went in there and he tried to slap his hands down and do all this. He said Jonathan Ogden just held up in there and said, son, now the weight room is essential.
Yeah,
they're like, dog. Channing Crowder said he looked at him like, is this motherfucker talking to me while he's holding me?
Y'all got to understand something, that some players are so good to the point to where they know you can't beat them, so they just try to coach you to the time. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I heard a story about, and this is not about football, but you guys know who I'm talking about. I heard a story from Kevin Garnett talking about Tim Duncan when he was playing against Tim Duncan.
Oh, I heard that story. Yep.
And Tim Duncan was talking to him the whole time. Nope. He said Tim Duncan wasn't a talker. He didn't talk. He didn't talk shit. He didn't do anything like that. He said, but he had these little things that he would say to you during the game. Like you come up and you try to go, no, you're too small for that. No, you can't do that. No, that ain't gonna work on. That ain't gonna work on me. No, not this time, young fella. No, I can't.
Like, I told him, good try. I see that same interview.
Do y'all understand as a competitor? Y'all know this because y'all are competitors. Y'all understand as a competitor how embarrassing that it is? Like for somebody just to do that to you, like you're not even on my level, so I'm gonna help you out. Like I'm gonna help you out. And I can only imagine trying to get around Jonathan Ogden. You ain't getting around Jonathan Ogden. It's like
that was Saquon. Saquon, his welcome to the NFL moment was going against Fletcher Cox. He went up to go block him. Fletcher Cox locked him up inside, held his jersey inside. The play went away, so they were kind of out of the play. Saquon said he did a hammer, came down with a hammer to try and knock both of his arms off of his jersey. He said it was like hitting his hand against a table. He said Fletcher's hands did not move. They just froze. And Saquon looked at him. He said, Fletcher smiled, and he said, not today, young fella. Not today.
You guys got to understand when a rookie comes in the NFL, man, he has, especially the ones that are good. Now, I got a rookie story that I want to tell that actually was on a different side of that. You'll appreciate this one. Jerry Rice came in, first day of training camp. The whole secondary is like, you ain't getting nothing. You don't give a damn and what you did. And he said that Running Lott was telling the story. He said Jerry Rice torched him so bad. He said he torched him all day long. He said they looked at him and said, okay, this kid can play. so
yeah, Swag, when Ronnie tell that story, it's funny as hell. It's funny as hell. Because he was like, this dude was getting behind literally everybody. Mind you, that's a Super Bowl like
like no, you go ahead.
Yeah, so I was listening, and I'm like, that's very important when you have a guy like Jerry Rice, even a guy like Aaron Donald, like these guys. I learned that this year, right? With the Ravens, right? Lamar hasn't been going to OTAs, those voluntary OTAs that we see this all happens all the time. When you have these established guys in the league, it's not violent, it's voluntarily, so they don't have to go to it. I heard a podcast, one of the Raven podcasts, and they was talking about the importance of having these caliber players come because you give guys like Malachi Starks, the Mike Greens, the rookies that come in extra reps. And when you have a guy like a Jerry Rice or Aaron Donald or Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, having those guys come in and have those rookies get those reps against what I'm saying? These practices is extremely important because I'll be the first to tell you, it's very marginal and it's not like it don't jump off the screen. But I do believe like when you have these rookies come in and having those caliber players, right, to come in and into these extra, these off-season practices, getting those reps versus these Hall of Fame, all-team guys is very important in terms of developing the team. Yeah, it may not really help Lamar Jackson in his development because he's established already. But in terms of these guys on the other side of the football, having a guy like Lamar Jackson on the offensive side helps your defense, right? Help these young guys come in and get those reps because other teams don't have that luxury. So yeah, I agree. Like, whether it's against another team, I'd rather it happen against my team to where, I'm preparing myself going into the season. So yeah, I agree. Like those, it's very important.
One thing that I always remember in football practice was like, it was sort of like, if you feel like your teammates are the best, right? You're going up against the best every practice. So there's no excuse in the game.
Exactly.
So having Lamar Jackson there, if you have a linebacker that can spy Lamar Jackson at practice, there isn't a quarterback he cannot spy in a real NFL game. If you have a corner at practice every day going against Justin Jefferson and having success, why can't he have success against receivers in real games, So it's
right. That's when iron sharpens iron comes into effect.
Simple as that. Yeah, simple as that. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, you're only as good as your competition.
Exactly.
Competition bumps up your level of play. or weed you out. You know what I'm saying? Like only the strong make it. Only the ones that actually really want to make it. You know, like you're saying, like I guarantee, man, if they can cover them guys, man.
JB, say that again, because I don't think people really understand what you just said. Only the strong make it. I mean, like, I need you to elaborate on that because that's important. Because what people don't understand is, JB, it takes a lot of strength mentally to play football. So elaborate on that, what you're saying.
Well, like, you know, for instance, like the you have to be strong minded. You know, I mean that's where it all really starts, man. If you're not built for it or cut out of that cloth, you know, like you're probably not gonna get there. But you got to continuously work on that craft, man. And like for instance, man, when I was a kid, man, my story of my shit was it's like to be honest, when I was young, man, I was real young. I wasn't interested in the game of football. I was into basketball. I had a hoop out in my front yard. I could go shoot hoops by myself. I didn't need nobody, you know, and I was good, man. And then I moved, right? It's crazy how much just like moving 10 miles even down the street changes like what kids around you are into. Everybody wasn't into basketball. They were into football. And you know, football, dude. But I ain't got no basketball hoop outside my yard, bro. Everybody's out here playing football. I wasn't really that good. Like, I just and I was a new kid, man. And one of the neighbor kids was like, "Yo, man, hey, man, you knew, man. You know, he was older. He was in high school. I was grade school. I was in like 5th grade." Dude, like in 9th grade, bro. He's like, "Hey, man, you want to come on out, man? No, you're new. Let's, you know, man, come on over here, man." I'm like, "Man, I don't even want to play, bro. I'm really not even that good, man." So like, next thing you know, like I catch one pass and I just built my confidence up, and I'm going against people that are older than me. I'm in 5th grade, 4th grade, mind you. I got people that are in 9th, 10th that I'm facing, right? They're 2 times, 3 times my size. I'm not good. I catch my first pass, like a little 5-yard out. I ran up, did another one, like a little hook. I'm gaining confidence, right? I'm just going down the field. I'm the new kid. They're just feeding me the ball for some reason. I don't even know. So I just take off, man, and I just do this like stutter and stop, and I burn this dude. This dude is a fucking 10th grader. I'm 4th going into 5th, bro, and I burn this dude. This dude's star athlete on the soccer team for the high school, and I burn this dude, bro, and I just see this ball coming up. And all I can do is fucking laugh, bro. I'm just, I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta catch this. Boom, and I caught this ball, dude. I'll tell you what, I was the first pick every time after that. I never dropped a pass. Hey, we'd do little kickoffs, bro. But my point is, bro, was just like, I wanted to go against the bigger crowd. I wanted to go against the older crowd because, bro, you mean, bro, you're in high school, dog. You're driving a car. I don't even get my permit for fucking 10 years almost, bro. Like 7 years, dog. And I'm stomping you in the ground. Man, me like, having the will to do that, man, and then like the mentality. Like I ended up going out to they ended up kind of talking to me going out to high school teams, right? So I went, tried out for the high school team, and I made it. I didn't make it on the fucking fact that they wanted or needed me. I made it on the fact that like they needed another head, right? Walk on, like last guy on there. I ended up starting varsity, yo. Like I ended up taking jobs. I ended up taking spots, and it was just, man, it was the fight, bro. It was just being mentally prepared. I mean, not necessarily mentally prepared, but that was the battle, bro. Was really my size, my age, everything around me was really, was against me, and I kept going, bro.
I mean, JB, that's a big thing because I mean, this is not a boo-hoo me because I don't look at it that way, but I laugh at some of these younger people or stuff like that, and they use things that aren't given to them as a crutch.
Right.
And you look at these young kids and they're like, well, I had a kid. He's like, well, I was like, go work on this at home. And they're like, well, I can't. Like, why not? They're like, well, my dad's only available 2 days a week. And I'm like, you can do this on your own. And they're like, yeah, but it's hard. I said, just because it's hard doesn't make it easy. And they were like, well, what would you do? And I was like, I'd work on my own. And they're like, oh, your dad didn't help you? I was like, if you find them, let me know.
Look, I'm gonna tell you this, man. My dad never taught me. My dad like wanted me to play catch, wanted me to play football, just everything that, father wants his son to do, with the kid and everything like that, right? And I just wasn't for it, right? Like, I mean, it was just really like, I think like the whole thing of like a ball being thrown at my face, you know what I'm saying, bro? I'm just like my hand-eye coordination. So I think that's why basketball was a little bit easier, you know what I'm saying? Just getting used to it. But I'm telling you, man, I learned to catch with my hands. I can't catch with my body. I don't know what it is. I've been sitting here trying to teach my son, just go take a ball, bro. Just go lay up in your bunk, man, in your bed, out here on the trampoline. Just throw that ball up and catch it the other way. Throw it up, backward. Like, work on your hand-eye coordination. I mean, dude, my son's out here, man. We were doing it the other day, man. I'm like, God damn, you might have something. I'm serious, bro. You're throwing the ball way better than I was at that age. You're receptive. When I tell you to catch with your hands, you literally mimic me, put your hands up, and you let that ball hit you and close your hands around it like a trap. Like, it's really cool.
You get to see the kids who, and it's fun when you coach. Like, I know some people on here are coaches, but it's fun when you see somebody where it doesn't matter what their situation is. It's just you see the drive in a kid. Like, they want to work. Like, my wife would be like, why are you an hour late today? I'd be like, 2 kids asked me to teach them something after practice. And my wife was lucky to have full household, mom, dad, the whole 9. And she was like, well, why'd you stay for an hour? I was like, well, I know that kid doesn't have a dad, and that kid's dad works. He's away welding all the time. He's always gone. I said, so who else is going to do it? Because I can tell you right now, the reason why I became involved with football is because of Coach Lenny. When I was 9 years old, no pops, no anything, my mom decided to sign me up for football because I asked her to. I didn't have anybody teaching me shit at home, but this dude did the same thing that I make sure I continue to do now by saying, this kid just needs some help. He needs some guidance. He wants to put the work in. He wants to learn how this shit is. Those are the kids. And then when you hear these other kids go, no, well, nobody's helping me at home. Nobody's going to help you in 10 years.
Yeah. When you're
I got a minute now. I can tell you my little welcome to football moment. It was summer camp in Florida. It was summer camp in Florida my freshman year. Right before I went to freshman high school. I was about to be a freshman. And I went to the camp. And I'm doing my age group dirty, right? I'm doing them dirty. So they like, yo, you gonna go work with the juniors and seniors. So I go work with the juniors and seniors. They had it divided up in the freshmen, sophomore, the juniors and seniors. How they had it divided up. So I go work with the juniors and seniors. Mind you, this is a full contact camp. Like you get a helmet, shoulder pads, everything. Like a full contact camp. Yo, dog, we started running these drills, and I ran into this. I can't remember if he was junior and senior, but this behemoth of a lineman. And I ran into him, dog, and he just grabbed me and just held me there. And I was trying to get off of him and this shit. And like the coach blew the whistle. And I'm like, man, fuck. And he said, oh, what's wrong? He said, oh, what's wrong, Jersey? You not in Kansas no more, Toto? Hey, yo, so I'm
But
like, motherfucker. So now we're scrimmaging, and he still talks like, yo, you and Dorothy found y'all way home yet? Like, he talking shit that you and Dorothy found y'all way home yet? So now I'm trying to fuck him up. I'm doing everything just trying to fuck him up. And it's just like Tim. He told me after practice, he was eating dinner. And we were at the table. He came and told me, yo, dog, don't ever let nobody play you like that again. I said, the fuck you mean, man? I said, I'm a freshman. He was like, man, don't know. He said, man, I ain't what I'm talking about. He said, you were more worried about fucking me up than you was doing your job on the football field. He said, all because I said, what's wrong, Jersey? You not? I said, what's wrong, Jersey? You not in Kansas no more, Toto? He said, just because of that, he said, you went ballistic. He said, and I knew that's how you was because of how much you was talking shit to the other guys who was beating. And after that, needless to say, one, it never happened to me again. And two, I've been his style. I went to games talking shit, trying to get a kid to worry about me more than worry about what his job on the field.
Exactly.
Guys, check this out. I don't know if y'all know this. I said this before. I said this at the beginning of the show so y'all can understand. I want to let you, JB and all you guys know, Non-Move Podcast is the producer of this show. Now, JB and I have a meeting today at 2 o'clock. We're going to iron some things out and get all this stuff set up because tonight at 7 o'clock Central Time, we're going to do the LeBron James, Michael Jordan. Who's the GOAT? Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I said it once and I say it again. I am not doing this debate for me. I already know who it is. But I'm doing this, and you're going to hear very little. Matter of fact, everybody who's on the panel, you're not going to be seeing anything until after we show y'all the proof, because I don't want the proof to come from me. I don't want it to come from Coach Coleman. I don't want it to come from nobody. I want these videos to show you what we're talking about. And me and JB got to figure out how to get the videos, how to get all this stuff uploaded, make sure everybody can hear and see what we hear and see. I'm pretty sure JB has seen both videos. So I want you guys to be a part of this, and I want you guys to share. I don't care if you're a basketball fan at all. I don't care. I want you there so you can see this. I mean, because I've said over and over and over again, forget about these debates. You're diminishing one person to make the other person look better. And Michael Jordan, you might not be diminishing LeBron James. We're just going to give you the facts. And both of these guys are great players. We're going to give you the facts, and we're going to let you guys figure it out. But I want people to be on this show so they can see it. I mean, and here's what I found out. A lot of people are starting to see things now. They're seeing it with their eyes, and they forget about how they feel. They just see it with their eyes. And I'm being honest with you. If you open your eyes and see everything that you're supposed to see when it comes to a comparison, there's nothing you can miss. If you're literally looking at the comparison to compare, you're not looking at the comparison because I want to prove my point. I'm just looking at the comparison because I just want to compare what I see versus what I don't see. It's not, and everybody says it's different eras. It is different eras. That's true. But you just got to see what we see. So I'm gonna help. I'm gonna ask if you guys are not busy tonight and y'all got everybody has a life. I'm gonna ask you, join this show for me. Join this show because this is out of my comfort zone. Basketball is not out of my comfort zone. This type of show is out of my comfort zone. And if everything go right with me and JB today, from this point forward, I'm gonna be doing shows just like this. So the reason, not comparison shows, just the way my show is designed and everything. My show needs to be bigger than TikTok. It needs to be bigger than that. It's just simple. I'm literally just bored with just TikTok. I need to bring my show to the forefront. Everybody needs to see this show. I was watching last night. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch it. I watched last night A-Train and Dollface do their show on hockey.
And the Wickets.
And it was really, I watched the whole show. I came on about 10, 15 minutes late, but I watched the whole show all the way through. Now, I don't know shit about hockey. I don't, but I learned a lot last night. I mean, like, it was interesting to see something that kept my attention that long. And it caught my attention mainly because I didn't know about hockey, but also the information that I was getting. If you really want to watch a sports show, you don't want to watch all that arguing back and forth. That's not really a sports show. A sports show is where you're being able to engage and you're learning something. Because obviously, if you're on the show, that means you like sports. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. If I sit there and told all you guys, hey, one of the best fights I ever seen in my entire life was probably Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. But if I would say my second best fight I've ever seen in my life is Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns. You guys can come back and say, but what about this fight? And what about that fight? And what about this fight? But it's really my fights that I've seen. I mean, but in this case tonight, it has nothing to do with that. The evidence is so strong that you have no other choice but to walk away from saying, undeniably, this is the guy. This is the guy. It shows in everything you do when you break it down, and you're not looking at, oh, this and oh, that. You're just looking at these guys as basketball players, period. Competition, all that stuff, that you can say whatever you want to say. All that shit is just, that's social media bullshit. I'm talking about just breaking it down to the bare minimum, to where you even can't, you can't even feel like, damn, I didn't know. You will walk away from this show, I promise you, no matter how much you think about, you will walk away from this show saying, damn, I didn't know that. Damn, because I know I did. And I thought I knew everything about those two players. And I was like, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. But you get a chance to see this. And it's a show. It's not, we're not going to be screaming and hollering. The panel that I'm going to have up there, we're going to be talking about what we just seen. Because once you see it with your eyes, then you talk about it. It's on a totally different level then. You can't deny what your eyes see. Let me tell y'all something. I have this thing, right? And I know we're all guys on this panel, but there are girls in this audience too. So I'm just going to say this. When a guy, I'm just using as a guy, not me and Coach Common, we're married, and some of you guys may be married. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about as a guy. When a guy sees a woman and that woman is fine, we can see with our eyes that she's fine. If I saw the woman and Coach Common saw the woman and we were both together and we both looked at each other and say, damn, she fine. We agree because we see it with our eyes, right? I can only use that analogy because it's the only way guys can really understand and pay attention to it. Because it's a fact. When we see, we can literally be in a store and we're not looking for no damn woman. We're trying to find whatever item we're looking for. And a fine woman could walk by. One guy across the hall, one more on the other side of the hall. We don't even know each other. And we both look up and say, damn, and go back to doing what we were doing because we saw it ourselves. The problem with social media is we don't go about what we see. We go about most of the time what we hear. I don't want y'all to do this. I want y'all to come see this. See it with your own eyes. Then when you see it with your own eyes, you can say, okay, now I have an opinion. I have a true opinion about who's the best. Who's the greatest? And regardless, I've already started getting messages. LeBron is the best. Jordan is the best. No, I want you to come see it. See it with your own eyes and make your own assessment once you see it. But once you see it, Coach Coleman, you there? You there, Coach?
Yes, sir. What up?
Hear me out on this, Coach Coleman. I was watching a video the other day. And this guy was doing a reaction video, and he was watching Michael Jordan's reaction video, right? And I watched this guy, Coach. You had to see this because he's a young guy. I watched this guy for no matter what he said, no matter what he saw with his own eyes, this is what he would say. I've seen that before. I've seen that before. I've seen that. He kept saying it over and over again like he was trying to convince himself. And then as the video went on, he couldn't even deny it anymore. Coach, I watched this guy literally say, damn. Because what people see, coaching, and the reason I chose you to talk to me about this, at our age, we stop letting people lie to us with their mouth when we know we can see what we see.
Right.
Does that make any sense? We
Absolutely.
saw this with our own eyes, but your mouth is telling me I didn't see it. I mean, okay. So
that's what a lot is going on now. They're letting outside influences. You're letting outside influences actually mind fuck you into thinking you didn't see what the fuck you just saw.
exactly. I mean, like, I don't understand how that's so easy for some people, Coach. I don't understand how that's easy. I'm looking at this with my eyes, and you're telling me I'm not seeing it. And I'm believing it. I'm believing all this. And then you literally start saying, well, did I see that? That is the ultimate gaslighting. Like, that's when somebody is so good at gaslighting, it's scary. I mean, because they're making you.
I'm glad you said that, Swag, because one of my boys really came up. We was talking about basketball. He really came up and out of his mouth, because they were having the Bronner Jordan debate. I didn't get involved until I heard this. When I heard him say, Jordan didn't have a left hand. Yo, I was sitting there, mind you, we playing spades and shit at the time, right? He's like, Jordan didn't have a left hand. Yo, I stopped playing the game and turned around. I said, yo, are you fucking high? Like that, right? I said, hold on. I said, yo, wait the fuck a minute. Didn't you watch Michael Jordan play? He's like, yeah. So you're telling me you don't remember this man ever going to the left with his left hand? I don't think he's like, I don't think so. I said, man, shut the fuck up.
Right. I mean, I'm telling y'all, when y'all see, that's what Coach is talking about right there. The narratives have been painted so thick on social media till you can't even see it. You don't even believe what you see anymore. So that's why tonight I'm just begging y'all, man, be on this show. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm only talking about this one time and one time only. I'm never talking about it again. I don't even want to talk about it now. But I just got so tired of people not understanding what they're seeing. Forget about everything else. The 3-1, forget about all that. Just come here tonight and look at this thing in an unbiased way. I don't give a damn who you think the GOAT is. Just come out here and see for yourself. And I'm gonna be working hard with JB, pretty much starting at 2 o'clock to get this shit right. So everything will be right there in front of you. And if you can't join on TikTok, join on YouTube. Like, it doesn't matter to me where you come to the show at. Matter of fact, it may be in your best interest to join on YouTube. Because if you join on YouTube, you can see everything clearly. Because on TikTok, we may have, me and JB been trying to figure this out. We may have issues for you guys to see it on TikTok. I mean, like, some of the videos.
Oh no, we can get it to TikTok, but it's what I said. The issue was if you wanted to be out here right here, the starting point has to be at StreamYard or to the studio, right? It can't be. I can't be over there. Like, you would have to be with us over there, or you would have to put it on your computer and turn your camera around and do it right here. We would have to start over there. But to get it on the TikTok, to yours, mine, that's not the issue. It's just we have to be together in unison.
I'm gonna ask you a question, JB, because you got some inside info about all this. I sent you 2 videos. I know you asked and watched them. What did you think when you watched them?
I haven't yet
You
watched it. I haven't had the time. I haven't had. I started watching. I started watching one, and I got a phone call. I had to deal with my son and his bus and school.
I'm gonna tell
Rough
y'all
situation, but
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, when y'all see these videos, I'm not gonna say a word. I'm just gonna let y'all see them, listen to them, and when you do that, then we're gonna debate it. And I'm gonna see how many people still have the same beliefs as they thought they had after they've seen what I see. Like it's just
actually, so I have seen a little bit of it actually, and I was actually really surprised. I stopped it. Like I said, I was dealing with some stuff, personal stuff here, but the very beginning, I think it was the second video that you sent me. I think it was. I watched, like I said, and it was really good. I was surprised at some of the stuff that I heard, the stats that was thrown out.
Oh, so you watched that video? Okay, I know which one you're talking
Yeah.
about. I'm telling you right now, when y'all see this with y'all own eyes, you have no other choice but to see. It's undeniable. It's not even close. I need you guys to be there so y'all can see what I'm talking about.
I honestly wanted to wait for the show, to be honest with you, because then I could see it right there, because I'm gonna be there anyways. You know what I mean? And I want to give my raw reaction right there.
Raw reaction.
Yeah.
So guys, Cali Dream, everybody who wants to be on the show tonight, I'm gonna be sending y'all, because it's gonna be a limited panel. If you're interested and you want to be on it, just send me a message so I can see if I can get you up.
Matter of fact,
I gotta tell you,
it will be. Let me it will be on StreamYard. So like you got to be on the panel. So you guys will have to get a link, and then that will take you to it. If you have Apple, you can download the app, the StreamYard app. If you don't, you'll have to go through your web browser, copy and paste. You can use it on your PC if you guys have one. It doesn't matter. However you guys want to access it, if you guys get the invite or you guys want to be on it, that's just how it'll go. And it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, if Southgate can figure it out,
you everybody can figure it out. Southgate can figure it out. I mean, so don't tell him I said that either. But
Southgate's
guys,
gonna do it.
I'm just begging y'all. Not only you, bring a friend, bring somebody, bring anybody who's been in this LeBron and Michael Jordan debate. For all these, I've been seeing it all over social media. Please bring them all. So when we break this thing down, and then we talk about it, then I call it the end of the debate, because it's going to be the end for me. It's going to be. I don't ever want to talk about it again. I don't have to. I've seen everything I need to see, and I saw it with my eyes. So you can't say anything about what you see with your eyes. And when that's the case. But like I said, me and JB getting together at 2:00. I'm gonna share with y'all. Y'all might start seeing some stuff pop on TikTok today. Like while we're trying to get all this stuff together, don't jump on that show. It's the 7:00 show, 7 p.m. Central Time. Tell everybody about it. I gotta go, man. I gotta get ready for a lot of different things because I don't want to mess this up at all for y'all. I want to make sure I'm the best host I can possibly be for this show because I'm so sick and fucking tired of it. It's just simple as that. So anyway.
Right here on TikTok, the Not Move podcast presents you Southgate's Parlays. Break the bookies, not your bank. For just $9.99 a day or $49.99 a week, you get the daily fire picks delivered straight to your phone and a direct line to Southgate himself in our private Discord. Tap the link, grab your membership at notmoveshop.com.
Move Podcast has new merch. Watch out for the skies, Southgate edition, premium cotton, bold print, support the movement, stay not moved. Grab yours at notmoveshop.fourthwall.com.
This non-casual podcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or reused without the authorized written consent of the Not Move Podcast Network. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.